Bonhoeffer has been inspiring to many people for many years. I think his largest selling book is Life Together. His second largest selling book is Discipleship. And both of those books really articulate Bonhoeffer's central passions. And I don't think there's any indication textually or in his life that he ever left the passions that animated him to write Discipleship, or what used to be called The Cost of Discipleship, or Life Together. Those books show the way in which he integrated his strong emphasis on the grace of God and our need for the empowerment of God to transform our lives, and on the other hand, the serious call to discipleship, to follow Jesus faithfully in all of our life. I certainly don't believe the only thing he emphasized in discipleship is peace, but the way in which he talks about peace in discipleship is consistent with his claim that he came to see pacifism as self-evident. We need to recover that witness because it's often overshadowed by the way in which authors focus on his supposed involvement in attempts to kill Hitler and then his justifying that. Some scholars who do believe he was involved in attempts on Hitler's life don't believe he became a realist and don't believe he justified such involvement, that in fact he still believed that in some sense it was wrong, but it was in an extreme situation and he would simply cast himself on the mercy of God. I tend to believe that those passages, particularly in the 4th chapter of Bonhoeffer's book, Ethics, which sound like they might be, if not justifying Bonhoeffer's involvement in attempts to kill Hitler, at least giving some sense of how he thought about it. I think those passages are actually quite likely about his former students he had at the Finkenwalde Seminary, who were at the time serving on the front lines, killing in the name of Adolf Hitler. He was quite conscious of what these students were doing because he received letters from them and he wrote letters to families when they would be killed on the front lines. And so he was quite conscious of the fact that his students, most of them, were serving on the front lines, killing in the name of Hitler, when he had taught them, encouraged them to be conscientious objectors. Whatever one may make of some dimensions of our argument in our book, I hope that all of us realize that Bonhoeffer, apparently till the day he died, believed that all of us were called to serious discipleship. From prison, he reaffirmed his book Discipleship, and he named in various ways in some of his letters to Eberhard Bethke from prison that in fact we were all called to serious discipleship. Bonhoeffer never wavered on that, and clearly for him this was connected to a call for all of us to be disciples who embrace Jesus Christ and have a firm commitment to peace.